Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to our recap for Ready to Love, Make a Move. Now, you guys, I decided to hang out in the living room tonight because it's been a long couple of days and I thought I would do something a little different. I'm hanging out down in the living room and going to be sipping on Seagram's Escapes. Cynthia Bailey has this new flavor titled Berry Mimosa. And if you know me, you know I do not like to drink. I really don't drink, but when I'm out, sometimes I want to have something because everybody else is having something. And I actually absolutely love this Seagram's Escapes. It doesn't taste like alcohol. It just has a light, fruity kind of flavor. It's really cool. So go ahead and try it, especially because Cynthia Bailey actually is not just the endorsement for the line. She actually is involved. This is actually her flavor. Her picture is on the box. And Cynthia's good people. So we want to support our sister. And it tastes great. She has the berry mimosa and she also has peach bellini. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring my co-host for these recaps in. Mo, Scorpio Mo, what's up?
You're
How's your week been?
very interesting. Forget even my week. How about you?
Um, interesting. I guess we should talk a little bit about. I had a viral moment yesterday
Right.
um, with the Jada Pinkett interview, and I posted it here on YouTube, but it went everywhere. It went everywhere.
Right.
So yeah, it went like really viral, like New York Post,
Shade.
Daily Mail. Like that's crazy. Shade Room, yes, but when you go to the Daily Mail and you go to TMZ and you go to New York Post, like
Right.
that's a whole People magazine. That's a whole different type of going viral. But the quote, it was from my interview with Jada Pinkett Smith, which the entire piece is not even out yet. It won't come out until Thursday. I did a cover on her for Rolling Out. What did you think when you heard? She said in the clip, she said that she believed Tupac was her soulmate. She also said that he would, we talked about the fact that in her book she would say that he was her soulmate.
Right.
Um, yeah, and people had a response, a very violent response to her saying that. What did you think?
What you think of not so much because everybody kind of felt like there was this energy between the two. I think more of the whole proposal thing. I think that's what kind of threw people off.
No, because my clip actually didn't mention the proposal. I went back because I had that. I was kind of keeping it in a chamber, right?
Right.
So I put out she basically the clip said that she felt like Tupac was her soulmate and she felt like they had traveled several lives together.
Yeah, that part a little confused me a little bit, but hey, what am I don't know.
And some people believe in reincarnation, you know.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people
No,
do.
no, no, like I'm not judging on that. I was just like, it just threw me off for a second. The funny thing was today I seen everybody picking back off your story and dropping it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. As they should. I mean, Hoda, broke the first story where she said that she and Will have been separated for 7 years. That was crazy to me because it just kept going. Today, we saw clips of her saying that she was surprised at Will's behavior at the Oscars. She said, "Thank you, Janera. Hey, Muadi. Hey, Donna D." She said that she was surprised by his behavior and surprised that he called her his wife. And I'm thinking, like, how could that be true when you guys showed up at the Oscars on red carpet and did red carpet as husband and wife?
I don't believe.
Yeah, I
I
don't believe that either. I
no.
don't believe that.
Maybe they were trying to, you know what I mean?
I mean, maybe they agreed to do it for, I don't know. I don't even know if I believe they've been separate. I don't know what to believe
But
with
it's
Jada.
so everybody, image wise, especially him,
Yeah.
before that.
But the only thing about it is after they came out and acknowledged that she'd had an affair with
Um,
August Alsina, at that point it would have been great to say, hey, we're separated. We're separated. We're not together.
but
That would have been the perfect time. Hmm?
would that look good for Will?
It would look better than saying his wife cheated on him with his son's friend in the house. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, at that point, it's no turning back. Once they did the red table when he was there, it's a wrap after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
wrap.
I agree. Janera says, I just want to be out of their business indefinitely. It is too intimate. I agree. Jada did acknowledge that they have an open relationship for years. They said that wasn't true. Um, yeah.
Do they still live in the same house?
They have not addressed that. They have not addressed that. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for. I don't really, I don't think it's necessarily congratulations when you go viral. I guess I like the fact that people appreciated me asking her that question, but I think most people probably would ask her that question if they read the book. In the book, she talks about Tupac proposing to her while he was at Rikers. And I'm just like, it makes sense for us all to ask, why didn't you just be with Pac? Because you don't really. The second part of what I didn't say is you don't really seem to like Will. So why didn't you just be with Pac? You know what I mean? That's what I really wanted to ask. Um, so anyway, that was interesting, and that I think to me, just to put a pin on this and just to put a button on this and wrap it up. The thing that this whole trending social media thing has taught me is it reminds me that money and success cannot buy love, and it cannot buy happiness. You cannot get a man more wealthy than Will Smith.
Say it again.
You cannot get a man more wealthy than Will Smith.
Yeah. But I mean, we all kind of thought that was a little odd at first. You know what I mean? How she moved and carried herself opposed to him. But I mean, their kids are grown. Everybody out the house. It's whatever.
Yeah. But I do think it was weird that her daughter wrote a letter to Tupac.
That was bugged out.
That was really weird. But all right, let's talk about these ladies that are trying to find love. And I just hate that we hear these stories. I think it makes people think there's no such thing as real love out there. I think Jada and Will were like that couple that people thought, wow, they've made it. They may not be perfect, but they've made it. And now we realize they ain't even make it. They ain't made it at all.
They are actors.
They are actors.
You know what I mean? Come on, man.
They are actors. You're right. You're right. You're right. All right, let's talk about tonight. First of all, as a guy, what did you think of tonight's show, the ladies, and just, the beginning of them being able to start this journey of dating guys in New Orleans?
I wish I would have saw the other episodes the other ladies were on.
The other seasons?
Yeah, the other seasons to really, really call it. But, oh, man, I ain't gonna lie. When I already see trouble.
You see trouble?
Trouble already.
What trouble do you see?
I seen it. When I saw her eyebrows, I saw it was trouble.
Who? Which one?
The chick with the what's her name? Sharissa? I think that's her name. Yeah. Yeah.
Why did you see trouble with her eyebrows?
Because I just know any woman that would do some shit like that don't make good decisions.
I hate you. Here we go. And we're off.
And then I was right. I was seeing her attitude towards I automatically, the first date I saw it. But anyway, we're gonna talk about everybody. And I did remember the names. I wrote the names down and the ages, y'all. So get off my ass about that.
They were getting you. They were getting you. Well, you guys, of course, we're talking about Ready to Love, Make a Move. Let me just say, I was actually supposed to do a pre-show with the ladies tonight. And we ended up having to reschedule that. But it was going to be on OWN's IG. So we're going to reschedule that. So we'll make sure that you guys know you have to tune in on OWN's IG for that pre-show, right? So I'm going to talk to all four ladies and also Tamika. I actually interviewed Tamika. Is here on the show. If you didn't see it, you can go. It's here on the channel. You can go back and watch that interview. First of all, I think Tamika looks like a model. Like she looks like a beauty queen. I was like, wow, she looks like she could be like Miss America or something. She's beautiful. She was on.
Which ones was she on?
No, she was on. Tamika is the matchmaker.
Right.
And she was on a show titled Southern Charm, which is actually on Bravo. Okay. Very different audience. But she's been married for like 15 years. So first, I want to just say that married, not open marriage, hopefully, and not separate lives, but really married. But yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous. And I think I appreciate the fact that they brought in a woman to deal with the woman, because I think that's one of the things that we miss on Ready to Love. Tommy gives great advice for the guys,
Right.
but I feel like the women need someone talking to them. So I love this, this setup, because you have a woman getting with the women, because women know what other women are doing. Men sometimes kind of don't want to get, they don't want to say anything that's going to make a woman sad or upset or offend her, or, so they kind of take it easy. But I liked her.
Okay. Okay. What did you think about the ladies?
So, well, let me just say this. I watching the show, when they brought in all the guys, I just had like PTSD flashbacks from dating. And I just was like, oh my God, I think that's why I feel down now. I was just like, oh, I really did not enjoy dating,
Right.
I mean, I did sometimes, but usually the funny thing about it, when I enjoyed dating is when I just wasn't serious. There's my honey bunny. There's my honey bunny. So I did not enjoy dating. Like, if I was in a mood where I really didn't care, then I did enjoy it. But if I was really thinking, wow, I really want to be intentional, I hated it. I hated dating. So when they brought those men in, I was just like, this does not look good.
They said
This does not look
that
promising.
Orleans had to offer.
I did not like it. I did not like the dates. I feel like, well, first of all, let me talk about the ladies.
Yeah.
Ashley is a sweetie pie. She's just so full of energy, and
She
woo,
is. She is.
she is like, I feel like, does she have a Red Bull? Like,
Familiar too.
she's in Atlanta, so of course you probably seen her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
So, yeah, Ashley is full of energy. I mean, and I know she's a lot younger, but it was funny when Zadi was like, I'm not staying up with you till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Ashley. I was like, that's hilarious, because trust me, Sharice is not going to, and I don't think Vernisha is either. I really like I like all the ladies. I feel like they each bring something different. I think they each have a different flavor. I do feel like it's funny because when I interviewed Tamika yesterday, she was like, I gotta get with Sharice, her mouth, she and we know Sharice has a mouth. We know.
You know
We
who she reminds me of?
who?
It sounds like her. Evelyn from the Housewives.
One of my girlfriends said that. She was like, Christal, I think she reminded me of her during her season.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that Latina fire,
Exactly.
So yeah, I Vernisha is probably who I relate to the most, because Vernisha, like, me, I'm super laid back and I pay attention. I'm a person that is serious about their business,
Right.
but I'm really laid back. I've never been like the party girl. I've never been like, I could relate to Vernisha. I like her. I feel like she made the most realistic choice.
You think?
I do. Who did you think was more realistic than the guy she picked?
The guy she picked was that what's his name? I got it, that Jabari.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Jabari.
Yeah, I'm saying that was the most rational pick.
It's still early because she was leaving out. You see what she said, right?
Yeah. It was, she had to, because when she was in Houston and the series was there, just to give you some backstory, her and the guy immediately clicked up. He was cute, but he was saying all the right things, but he was keeping his options open. But she didn't. She went in and she was like, I like him. I'm locked in. They made it to the end of the show and they broke up immediately right after. But I feel like it's difficult to get real men to come on reality TV. Like, it's difficult to get men that are for real to come on. But I feel like Vernisha's pick, I feel like it's obvious he was the best pick, because even Zadia picked him as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, even his demeanor, I think he was the coolest out of the guys so far that I've seen.
Yeah. Who do you think? Let me put you on a spot. Who out of the 4 ladies, would you probably have been drawn to take out on a date?
I like Ashley's personality, but we probably wind up being friends. I really, really, she'd be cool to hang out with. Um, Zadia maybe,
Okay.
Zadia maybe, but I just Ashley's personality. I don't know if I could deal with that all day. She's on like, you know.
I can tell you as your friend, no, you cannot. She gonna want to stay out all night partying. Your ass gonna want to be in the house winding
Yeah,
down, getting ready for work. Mm-mm.
exactly.
What is the puzzle look for, gun boss? What's happening? Um, but yeah, Zadia, I think all the women are beautiful, and I love the fact they each have a different personality. Zadia is more, she's more quiet. She's gonna watch
Right.
and see. Renisha's is quiet as well, but she has like a southern. She has that southern energy to her
Yeah.
that I like. And Zadia is from DC, and then Sharice is just, I mean, in your face. I don't like it. It is what it is. But I feel like, and I said this to her, and I've said this about women on a lot of times, a lot of women that have been hurt before or are have been single for a while and are extremely business oriented, you kind of have this defense up because you don't want to get hurt. And I think all the women except Ashley have the defense up because Ashley's like, who are you? Let's go, let's go. And
Right.
she's younger, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I do. Zadia's from ATL. She lives in DC now.
Right.
If she's from ATL, that explains why she waits and watches, because ATL will learn you something.
Right.
It will definitely learn you something. But yeah, I could see that for your personality. Now, I think this show, there should be less drama than what we just saw on Ready to Love, right? There should be less drama.
Yeah. Well, I think this one
AGF.
have one villain opposed to one and a half. You know what I mean?
I don't think Sharice is gonna be the villain. I think maybe those could have been the clips to draw you in, to make people watch. No,
you saw when she went out with the guy. He was in the military, correct? That's the guy, right?
he was. Yes, he was.
You see how she was with the kids, even when he said it initially when they went out on a date. And I was just like, she didn't even give it a chance. I mean, if it's not for her, it's not for her.
Well, she said, that's another thing. Backstory. She on her season, she said she didn't want to date a man with kids. She does not want to. She does not want to date a man with kids, and she wants to focus on her own kids. She's in her early 40s. She wants to focus on her own. She don't want a man with kids, and I feel like when men say it, it's okay. So I feel like women should be able to have that option. I don't think you need to say it to the guy on the date like that. But I'm not gonna lie, a man that has a 4-year-old, I would have been like, sir, and he's young, like, what why she picked him was because he's an officer in the military.
What's that got to do with it?
Stability, Mo.
Oh,
you gotta think like a woman.
But here's the thing, though. Most men
don't just ignore that.
Most men don't have their kids. It's different with men because he's dealing with the woman.
I don't like that though. I don't like, because I hate when men say that.
It's true.
No, but the thing is, if you are an active parent doing what you're supposed to do, then you should, even though the kids may not live with you full time, you should be involved with your children. I remember, and I told you this. I remember I went on a date with a guy, and he said, "Well, you don't have to worry about my kids. They're not going to live with me." And I was like, "Ow!" Like if you're not involved with your children to where they're a part of your everyday life, to me, that's a huge red flag. I'm not into that.
I think you're taking it too far. I don't think that's what they mean. I know that's not what they mean.
That is. I'm telling you, when some guys say, my kids are not an issue. They're not with me. They don't even live in the same state. And they say that like it's a positive thing.
We're just saying it doesn't interfere with us dating or going out for this weekend. I don't have to call a babysitter. You won't have baby.
I hate that though. That's such a sore spot with me, because
most of the women I know that said they don't want to date men with kids, a lot of times it has nothing to do with the kids. It has everything to do with the baby's mama.
That part is true. Now, if it's because you got baby mama drama, that's one thing. I think it's a sore spot for me because when I was dating initially after my divorce, I had to deal with babysitters, and my ex-husband was out there freestyling and didn't. So he probably was like, "You don't have to worry about it. My kids are in Atlanta with their mama." So that's just messed up. And I also have dated men like my husband that I'm married to now. His children, he actually had custody of his kids, so they lived with him. But even though they're grown, they're still very much a part of his life because he's just a very active dad. So he might have had times when there's issues and they're not issues, but it's still like, trust me.
They're not saying they don't like their kids.
But no, I'm telling you, some women are, Mo. Some women are saying they don't want your money going out the house. They don't want your time. Because if a man is really active with his kids, those kids require money and they require time.
Right.
And a lot of women are saying, I have had a girlfriend tell me, I don't want, in fact, it's ironic who said this. I'm not even going to say because that would just add fuel to a fire, but it's a past Ready to Love alum that said, I don't want to date a guy with kids because that money is supposed to go to me and my kids. And I'm like, you don't even have the kids yet. And she was like, but when we have kids, that money should go to my kids.
I know who it is. Okay.
You know, yeah, like I'm like, whoa. So a lot of women do feel like that. Anyway, 4 years old, even if he don't live with you, he or she don't live with you, he gonna be over there on the weekends or every other week, and it's gonna be a lot with a 4-year-old.
Because it takes away from you?
No, just because I don't want to deal with that. My house is not kid proofed. For me.
I got
for
you.
me.
I got
Not,
you.
but I understand if Sharice doesn't want to do that. My problem is just I don't think you have to say it so bluntly in people's face. Because you could be on a date with a man that might not necessarily be attracted to you. What if he was like, you know, you're cool, but you're a little too tall for me, or you're a little too, you know, you don't have enough ass for me, or you don't have. I think women would be furious, but we have no problem telling men what we don't like. That's the problem. That's one of the problems.
Oh, I know.
All right. What about the other days? What did you think? Now, let's be honest, because we want to have honest conversation, and I want you guys to ask questions or state your opinions about the dates in the chat as well.
For the men, did they wear clothes? That something is wrong.
Say it again.
Who did the wardrobe for the men? Like, did they dress themselves? How does that work?
They dress themselves.
Okay. All right. That may make more sense. Okay.
That looks like what's happening on the streets every day.
My bad. All right, go continue.
Which is why I was just like, this is exhausting. Yeah, Sharice didn't like the fact that he had on a vest. How did you feel about that?
Printed on the back.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that either.
I like the vest look. But
you like the vest?
Yeah, I don't like his vest. I like the vest.
That's the point, Mo.
But
that's the point. You did. Who did you think showed up dressed appropriately for the date?
None of them niggas.
What about the ladies? Who did you like their style the best? Zadia. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
We all know what you're talking about. We all know what you're talking about.
He was older.
Zadia works out for a living, and like I said in my little thing, like she has that body that's like, you know, she puts in the work. She's a beautiful woman. What about, let me ask you this. What about, so Ashley was really, the guy was like, we're opposite. She's a little bit more, you know, amped up than I am. Do you think that works long term?
No. I mean, well, in some cases,
with the honesty.
No, in some cases they do. I think it's that yin and yang, they balance each other out. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think opposites don't work well long term. I think they attract initially and they make a lot of sparks, but I don't think long term it works.
You don't think?
Because I think unless the person, say the laid back person, wants to be extra, they really secretly want to be extroverted and they love the person, kind of helps them come out. If you're a person that likes being laid back, a person that's always bubbly, they're gonna get on your nerves. They're gonna get on your nerves.
But you don't think
vice versa. If you're a bubbly, a person that's laid back. I've heard women be like, he don't never want to do nothing. He just want to be in the house all the time. Like, that's not going to work.
But what about like a person, let's just say a person is kind of like controlling. I've seen a lot of women like that, right?
Women that are controlling?
Like controlling. She kind of like, she sets the tempo for the relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
The relationships I've seen to work like that, where the woman said that the guy's usually laid back. He don't say too much. He let her do everything. See what I'm saying? Opposite.
That's good. I think that, but the fact that he said they were extreme opposites from the jump, to me could be a bad sign.
Gotcha.
What I did notice about that connection is they obviously really like it. She always very attracted to him, and I think he's very attracted to her. And I think that is always a great place to start. My opinion, and you let me know. Hey, Caramel Fox, welcome. Hey, Colton. I think we're gonna make points for these recaps. Gotcha. My first point in dating, this is gonna sound bad, but it's just honest. No, it's on you have to. The man has to be extremely attracted to the woman. I think the woman needs to be attracted to the man too, but I think the man has to really be like, he has to be, if he don't pick you out of a crowd.
Why do you say that? I know why a man would feel that, but why do you think that?
Because I feel like you can tell the difference when you're a man's type than when you're not. And I think when you're not, men act different when it's something that they are really excited about physically.
It's true.
And if he's not really, like, I think a lot of times women will, especially like on this show. Right. I don't think women really watch and see who's feeling them. We look at who we're feeling. But I feel like really being in touch with your femininity means you pull out a little flirtatiousness, and you need to watch who comes to you. You don't go after him. And I got a girlfriend that's extremely, she will hit on a guy with no problem. Now, it helps that she is freaking ridiculously beautiful. But even a woman that we think is 100, like one of the most beautiful people ever, some men that may not be their type, right? So men like a lot of different things. I just feel like they treat it differently when it's what they want physically. Then we can work on everything else.
Yeah, but the problem when you say that and then he goes after what he wants physically, then you say you're superficial. All you do is see this. And matter of fact, we had that conversation.
We have it all the time.
If I get what I like physically, I'm gonna probably treat it or probably stay in there a little bit longer or be more patient because I really like you know what I mean? Not saying
I get it, but my thing is you have to have both. So when you get to a certain level of maturity as a man, because you can get the package that you want physically. You may, you're not going to get 100% of what you want, but I think you can get what you're very physically attracted to. You just have to, my problem with men is when they overlook anything else besides the physical. But I think they have to start with the physical, and then you have to also say, all right, because what happens is the men, we saw that happen last season on Ready to Love. You go after what you want physically, and then her personality is not nice. Then you basically reaffirmed her bad energy. On the Ready to Love last season, a lot of people would say the person that had the strongest connection was less than kind to others. But she had a point. Like, just he wants me, so it's like men have to be careful, to me, about showing that much energy, because that's why you have girls that have nasty attitudes, because it's like, I know I look this way, I know he's gonna choose me, so I can have a nasty attitude. And they do.
If you treat her like a celebrity, she's gonna treat you like a friend.
See those bars?
You know what I'm saying? It's funny because it just seems like the opposite works with women. It's like this bizarro world where the opposite works.
What do you mean?
The more she wants it to. It's just that I'll never figure that out. But that's what it is.
I think that's maybe true with women that aren't mature or women that are seeking.
Other women, even if she's interested and you call her, he's calling too much, or he texts it, or why do you do this? And we're thinking this is what I had to learn. I'm like, oh, the opposite works. Unfortunate.
I've never dated a woman, so I can't say. I can't say. But men, I know one thing. If a man really, really likes you, you don't have to do anything but be yourself. And he's gonna come. But a lot of times I feel like women need to take a beat before you start to really show a lot of energy into a man, because if he's not showing more energy than you're setting a bad dynamic, and in reality, when he sees what he really wants, he's going to have a total different energy towards that.
See, you always say that would you say the man should show more, right?
Yes.
Now, what if it's in certain things I kind of understand, but the problem is if it's put in the wrong hands.
Put it right. I agree with that. Because I think when a woman really likes a man, if a guy, and I told you though, if a guy is showing a whole bunch of energy and the woman's not reciprocating, abandon ship, abandon ship, abandon ship. But I just think I don't think it's smart. And I tell my daughter, I will tell any women that I talk to with like little sisters, don't show so much attention to a guy early on like that. Oh, you this, you that, you did, like it just, because you don't know how he feels about you. And if he don't see you like that, then you're gonna get played. You're gonna get played. So I feel like I wish Ashley would have toned down a little bit with the guy, because I think it was very clear that she was very attracted to him, which isn't bad, but a lot of times that can set a dynamic to where he's not reciprocating that.
That's fair, I guess. Would you tell your son the opposite then?
I tell my son the same thing I tell you. Like, if you like her, pursue her. But if you see her not being receptive, abandon ship. Because a woman, I have, I won't say myself, but a lot of times if a man is showing you a lot of attention, it may be convenient to enjoy that attention until something else comes along that you really want. So really, you don't get a chance to, when men get used a lot because but a lot of times I think they want to be used.
What?
I do. I think some men want to be used if the girl looks the way they want. I got a girlfriend that's very proud, a lot of pretty girlfriends. She told this guy, she's like, you don't want me, I'm going to drag you. He said, I want to be drugged. Now, of course,
he feels like he can convince her. I mean, which is also some stupid shit, but he feels like he can turn it around. Especially
he does, but he can't. He can't.
See?
He can't. All right. So I think so. Donna D says Donald Ashley's dates kept saying that he enjoyed her energy. I'm sure he enjoyed it. I'm just saying that, when you listen to like, your grandmother, your auntie, your mama's friends, they'd be like, girl, don't do too much. Let him show you something first before you show him too much. Right?
It takes too long to reciprocate to me. I'm gone. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, but you wait a lot longer when it's something that you like.
If I hit it, yeah. Sorry, it's true.
All right. What was up with Zadia's date? I can't remember his name.
Where's that?
With the braids. First of all, Zadia is the guy that she ended up with on Ready to Love when it was in DC. Naeem, I really hate that they didn't work out, because they just look great together. Now, we know that people that look good together doesn't mean that they stay together, right? It doesn't at all, but they really look good together. Naeem and Zadia look really good together. This guy, I feel like production pulled him in off the street. I'm serious. I feel like because he was asking her, like, what do you see? Like, it's almost like he had a list of questions.
He was nervous. You ain't see that?
I did see he was nervous, but why was he that nervous?
I mean, he's human. He's the beautiful woman. He couldn't get it together. Give him some time, man. That's all. She was trying to rush him along, and
she was like, I don't have a lot of time. I don't think he was going to get it together for Zadia. He shouldn't have been that nervous on a date.
And you got cameras in front of you. Come on, man.
He was really nervous. He was like, what are you going to do in the 3 to 5 years? She was like, you need to ask me my name.
He was, he's reading some questions off a cue card. He don't know. Come on, man.
You used to tell me that. You used to be like, give him some grace. He's probably nervous. I'll be like, why would he say that? And I'm a big words person. So I'll be like, he said this. And I don't.
Checking people's grammar and shit like that.
Yeah, I did, y'all. That's why I was single a long time. I be trying to help y'all out. I don't want y'all to be like me. Consider me the ghost of Christmas future. I was single a long time because my ass was a problem. Yeah, but I didn't like him, Mo. I felt like he wasn't. I just felt like when you do a casting call and you get randoms, you get randoms. They're saying he was a principal. I didn't get principal energy, but that's cool.
He was a good guy though. That's what we keep skipping over.
I'm not saying he wasn't a good guy. I just think he was awkward and like confidence is really important though.
Aren't they looking for good men? And yet, the woman that you interviewed, what's her name? The host,
Tamika.
She picked all the men.
No. They picked the men. She picks the men next time.
No. She picks the men for the date. But
okay, you're right. She brought those men in. You're right.
Now that might not be for her, but you never know. That might be the guy that. Well, they already went on a date, so that ain't it.
They went out with other people, but I don't know. You're right. Okay, so maybe that's Mo's suggestion is to give men a little bit of grace with
man.
You used to always tell me that because I'd be like, he said,
every dude ain't players and can spit it out and charismatic and all like that. Everybody can't be me. I'm just saying.
I blame y'all for hyping his head up.
Like, no time, man.
Mo, but have you ever been nervous on a date with a girl?
This older woman one time, yeah.
Have you ever been nervous approaching a girl?
Nah, because I don't cold approach. This has been a long time. I don't cold approach. I wait for the choosing signal and then,
Explain that. He said he doesn't cold approach. Y'all, Mo, explain what that means.
What that means is I normally, they stare at you a little too long. They give you some indication that they're interested. They don't really say much. And when they do, it's usually something stupid. They ask you some simple question. Like, hey, I like your shoes, or, compliment something to be like, choose me. Because at the end of the day, women choose men. Men don't really choose women. We just try to make our best presentation.
I don't think that's true. I think we like to think the man chose us.
Don't we have to ask your hand in marriage? Don't we have to ask you on your date?
I like y'all to ask everything, the date and everything.
Presentation, you have to choose at the end of the day. It's not us. She's giving me choosing signals. A pimp will tell you, choosy Susie. Women choose men. Men just make their best presentation. We put on the best outfit, smell good, and we want to get chosen. Now, we might have to get game in that to reel it in. I'm telling you, women choose men. Men don't choose women.
Well, some women are choosing men that don't want them to choose them.
This is true.
I feel like that happened last season on Ready to Love. Unfortunately, and I think, I heard some horrible stuff, you guys. I got to bring this up because I heard that Quentin told Lee that he had never dated a girl as dark as her. Can you believe that?
First of all, let me not say that. I'm trying to keep.
Just say whatever you're going to say because you've already put out the energy. But I'm seriously, I did not know that. Nobody told me that on my interviews. They tried to keep the good stuff for somebody else. But I cannot believe he would say that to her. And after we defended him with Kira saying that she felt like he would prefer white women, for him to make a statement, you're the darkest girl that I've ever met. How disgusting.
See? That's why Shorty picked up on that. That's why she said what she said.
I did not like it. I'm not surprised, Mwadi, unfortunately, but I was really hoping that he was being authentic. You said Mo was like, nah.
But what? I mean, what is the word I want to say? Allegedly, no, I can't say that. That's not the right word. I don't think he was there. He wasn't there for what the show was for. I'll just say that.
You've said it already on other shows. You've been clear about your thoughts. Um, I was disgusted by that, and Camille, you're right. You know, it. I hate. We did a show on colorism, and I because it does come up every season of Ready to Love.
You and I have a friend that said that.
We do, and you see how I can't stand him because of that. Like I'm always like,
what was the statement he made?
well, he said he made several statements. He did not want to be. He's a dark skinned guy.
Dark skin girl.
He doesn't want to date a dark skinned woman. Yeah. In fact, he don't really like brown. He don't like nothing besides other really.
What other would that be?
Well, his is Asian, but well, it's not that, and I don't want to say I can't stand him, but I definitely was disgusted and have talked to you about how I was disgusted about how he looked at his own race, but I feel like he has some issues that he hasn't dealt with. But to say that it's a lot. That's a whole.
But let me ask
you, children that would be. He didn't want dark skinned children.
But let me ask you this: so when we talk about preference, if that's his preference, well, I mean, that's their preference. You like tall men, women like tall men, so he likes something that's a different. What's the difference? I mean, I like women. I only date black women, but what I'm saying is, if you like height,
I guess my problem is it's rooted in racism. It's rooted in intra-racism that is against himself. Anytime you don't want to, anytime you cannot find beauty in yourself,
right? No,
that's a problem. And you know, so this person that we're talking about has a child of a biracial child, but biracial children can be brown skin, dark skin, curly hair, or not curly hair. So what if I had a friend in high school that said that he was like, I don't want my daughter to be dark skinned. I was like, even if you get with a light girl, you could still have a dark daughter. Do you not? That's a problem. Like, and guess what? He ended up having a dark skinned daughter. I just hate that. I hate it. I don't know what we can do about it. It is self-hate. It is all those things. But anyway, I don't even know how I got to that conversation. I hope that we don't see that here on this season of Make a Move. But we're in New Orleans. God help us.
Yeah, Creole time. Yeah. But Ashley. First of all, I know I see she looked mad familiar, but bubbly personality. But I think that's the type of personality that would get on other women's nerves in the house. I can see
that. I can see that just because I feel like she's she has a more youthful energy.
Right.
I don't feel like, let's just say this, the show is looking for trouble. You don't put 4 women in the house for any extended period of time. You know what I mean? I have a couple of girlfriends. I have one girlfriend that I stayed with. She and I stayed together while we were both in transition. And yes, the color code Q did trigger me. It did. He knows, like, we talk about this all the time. I hate that. And it irritates me. And I feel like it's rooted in ignorance and self-hate that was put up on us by others, meaning colonizers. And I feel like if you can't be smart enough to fight that on your own, you need to get some help before you get in a relationship, period. But anyway, I digress. What was I saying?
About the living in the house.
Yeah, women, you don't need to put 4 grown women in the house, period. It could be a woman and her 3 daughters, and they still would get on each other's nerves. Like
you want the TV, you gonna do it.
I mean, women need their own space. Like, you cannot put you got 4 queens. No.
Every time I know a bunch of women go down to Miami, somebody ain't coming back speaking to somebody.
Now, I try not to do that, but I'm also a person that likes space. I like space. So, like, I have to have friends that don't need to be like, we don't need to see each other like every day. Like, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. Like, you know, I see you, we hang out, we're cool. I can go on trips with girls, but I go to my room when I'm done. Peace. I'm not going to just be pressured at this big age to go hang out all night if I don't want to go.
Right.
So I do think that that's going to be an issue. And I do think, we've seen the previews of Sharice saying that she didn't want any men in the house. What do you think about that?
I don't know. It sounds like it triggered something from the past. I don't know exactly what that is yet, but that's what it felt like to me. Something happened before. Maybe she'll explain it, and maybe as we go along, it'll unfold. But I'm pretty sure it's a story that goes along with it. And it looks like somebody snuck one in there.
All the time. But I can understand it for this reason. I went on a trip with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And when I was 25, I was grown. I was married with 2 kids. I went on a birthday trip with a girlfriend, and she was not Black. Let me not say that. She was not Black. And we went out, we got back to the room, and she was the type that would just, and I didn't know this until the trip, meet a guy at a bar or meet a guy at a club and just bring him back to the room. Now, y'all know me, I'm in there with I don't wrap my hair up, I got my bonnet on, and she comes in with this man, and they're giggling and drunk, and I was just like, and we were sharing a room. I was so irritated. Then she leaves with him because she obviously felt my energy that I wasn't cool with them doing what they were doing. So she left. And then I was like, damn, should I be worried about her? Is she okay? Like, who just leaves and is gone till 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning with a dude they just met? That without saying to the person that came with you, hey, I'm okay. Just, I'm good. But she didn't say nothing. I didn't know if she was kidnapped or what. So I was just like, then she tried to make me go with her on the back of the guy's motorcycle. I was like, nah, I'm good. So I learned, I feel like you have to have boundaries. I don't feel like you can tell grown people what to do. So if I'm staying someplace, even when I go out of town with my friends, I have my own room. So if you want to bring a guy in your room, do that. Keep him away from me, because I don't want to, run into your guy in a open public area. Keep him with you. But I don't feel like you can tell grown people what to do with their space.
I've been in situations where, I live in Atlanta, so people come here to visit all the time. And I might have been out and met a woman, and she parted from her girlfriends, and it's like half and half. Some be like, well, let me get you. They want to come with me. They really want to get away from them.
Yeah.
Well, let me text her your address or take down my tag number. And then some women, they just don't care. Actually, she'd be like, I don't really fuck with them like that. I'm just, she just hit for the trip.
And that should be a sign to you that that's a problem. Because I was interviewing a celebrity one time. I told you this. And he said that he met this girl. He was just totally obsessed with her. I was interviewing him. The girl was there. She was lurking around. And I was like, where'd she come from? And he was like, oh, she came over to the house. He met her on Instagram. She came over, and then she did not go home. We stayed talking. We had such a good vibe, and she didn't leave. And she didn't leave for like 3 days. And I said, that should have been a sign to you that she don't have any responsibilities. Like, who can just leave?
Right.
And sure enough, the girl ended up taking him through it.
Thing, a lot of times what men don't tell you, what did he tell her? Because I know the situation you're talking about. I think he sold her a dream.
But he did, I'm sure. And he did own up to what he said. He put her in a good place, right. TV show and everything. So right. He did. But the point is, guess what? She got on the show and then got him kicked off.
Wow.
And I was like, that's on you. That's on you. Anytime a person doesn't have anything to lose, that is a sign. That is a bad sign. You got an adult that don't have anything to lose. They don't have nothing they're connected to. They don't need to call nobody. They ain't worried about you kidnapping them. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign.
I've seen it. I even told women, I'll be like, lucky I'm a good guy, because you shouldn't be doing this with everybody. Like, if I was I've seen some situations, they don't even know me. I'm like, I feel comfortable. You seem cool. They'd be like, you're not a killer, right? And I'm like, well, what's the chance of the 2 killers being in the car at the same time? But that's my whole point. It's like, they don't know. But like I said, people have the backstories. You don't know what their home situation is like. They want to get away.
But I do feel Sharice's point to an extent, because giving strangers access to where you are is never smart, right? So I feel like I wouldn't bring somebody in the house. Fatima, what's up, Fatima? She says, I have a question for Mo. When are you signing up for the show?
Never. Never go host something. I am never. What? No, I'm good.
Yeah. Would you do a show where it was like a girl was like the one was one girl and one guy and they both were dating? So would you go to date this girl that was there if it was one girl? If you were attracted to her?
I would rather do it the other way around, so I have more options.
Of course you would.
If I was going to do it, but I wouldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You tried to get me on it. That was a whole nother thing. You tried to get me on the show.
I did. I needed people. I'm telling you, it's hard to find guys to be on reality shows. I needed some, I was recruiting. All right. So, tonight's episode was a good start. No fireworks.
Not yet.
We definitely, so I like that. We think we best dressed girl was tonight. We're going to say Zadia. You cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
Okay. I'm going to let you have it. Zadia was best dressed for her date, most appropriately dressed for her date. I don't really see what Sharice had on, but I did like what Zadia had on. She looked pretty. And I'm going to say that Jabari, just hands down from what he had. I probably wouldn't have picked what he had on, but I wasn't totally offended. It looked like an uncle, which that's the age now that we're dating, uncles. So
Sharice's least favorite makeup.
Say again.
Sharice's least favorite makeup artist.
I did not ask for that. We did not ask for that. Did not ask for that category. What we could say best makeup. We could say best makeup. I thought that Vernicia's hair was really pretty. And I liked her. We could say best makeup.
Can I say? Can you when they do the eyelashes, right? You're not supposed to see white underneath there, right?
You're not supposed to.
Saw that. It just caught my. I was like, "What is that white thing?"
Who did you see?
I saw the girl I like. Not gonna say I like her, but I want to say it was
Zadia. Well, okay, and it's clear. I think the chat is clear that you. Why does somebody say he gave Kirk Franklin? That is hilarious, and I can see that. I can see it. Not you talking about the guy on the show.
Yeah,
I will ask you this. Let me ask you this before we go.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend, and I may have him join us next week.
Yeah.
He said that he does not like the fact that women on reality shows wear so much makeup and hair. He was like, Christal, how come every time they come on your show and they don't have as much makeup, they look so much better, and the weaves are horrible? And then there were some people making comments about that on Ready to Love. They do it every season. What is your thoughts on that? And any guys in the chat, please.
The more it gets more drag queenish, the more. Here's the thing, and this is to the ladies out there, just to give them. Check this out, right? When they're dropping their kids off to school and then stopping, like, let's say CVS or something, right? No makeup on. They're trying to run in and run out.
Yeah.
And get guys that approach them that way. And they say, why would they approach me? And this is why I wanted to let women know. You should take that as flattery, because what happens is the man gets to see your base. And if he likes that, then he means that he knows that it just goes up from there. But when you're all made up, we don't know how far it's going to drop down. I done seen 8s turn into 3.5s when it drops. So if a man likes you, that's what we deal with makeup, but most of us prefer, and we get little enhancements, but when a man approaches you and she's like, I'm not looking right, and women making excuses for looking like them, that don't sound right to us as men. Oh man, I don't got nothing on. And they're ashamed of looking like them. It almost feels like. You know how that sounds?
I never thought about that. I've said that. I think we've had that conversation. I have said that.
Oh,
And
wow.
I got irritated with a guy in that for hitting on me with, I looked a hot mess. I had my hair up in I don't know, one of them little squeegee things, and I had no makeup. I had on jogging pants, flip-flops. My toes might not have even all the way been done.
Face. Most of these guys, they have mothers and sisters. Like, we get it. Stop thinking we don't get it. We get it. We like your
Okay,
face.
so the question then that me and the rest of the ladies probably, I could not stand y'all calling him Kirk Franklin. That is hilarious. That vest, they said the vest that the guy had on was a Kirk Franklin vest.
Yeah.
But you guys, when you see the girls that so this is the thing. When I would go out as dressed as dressed as Christal, when I go out just regular, one of my friends would say, "You're Christal or you're Enchanted PR." When I be Enchanted PR is when I would go out all weaved up and everything.
Right.
And he would say, "So you get more guys approach you when you're Christal. You get more guys looking at you when you're Enchanted PR."
Right.
And so my thing is, why do you get so? Because guys will look, but very few would approach.
Because in our mind, we're trying to take off the makeup and the hair. We're trying to see through it. And we're trying
on
to
Instagram, y'all are liking it and y'all can't see through it.
Huh?
I said on Instagram, y'all are liking it and you can't see through it.
Yeah, but you're comparing likes to likes in real life. Like, I just like a picture. It doesn't mean I want to date her, or I just like the way you gotta stop comparing the two. You comparing this, it's not the same attention all the time. It's really not. There's Claire Huxtable and there's Delicious. I would sleep with both of them, but I would settle down with Claire Huxtable. You see what I'm saying?
And this is why it is important to have a man's perspective.
You see what I'm saying? Don't confuse what I sleep with what I really want to be with. Sorry.
And the fact that you would sleep with both is telling. It's very telling.
Yes, I would. 2 times.
All right. Well, with that, exactly, that is the issue. Men will sleep with them all. But and I will say this, and then we're gonna get off here. The funny thing about that is men will sleep with anybody, right? They like everything, which is why it's so stupid for girls to be like, and he picked me, and he'll probably anyway. Men like a lot of different things, but I would say, I remember I would try to pick. I would think that a certain guy. Mo and I have been friends for a long time, so I know that he would be. I'd be like, well, this guy doesn't think like you because he's a nice guy and he's a good guy that I like. And then he'd be like, we're all thinking the same thing. And ladies, I did find out they were all thinking the same thing.
Acting on it. We're not all acting on it, but we're all thinking it. We're just not all act like I don't act on the stuff now. I'm older. I'm just, I've had a good run, but I'm still thinking if a woman come in here, I'll be like, God, but that don't mean I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to do something. I can see. I'm not blind. It is what it is, man. And your pastor at church, he seen that woman in the front row with them thighs and looking at them. He see it.
So you don't have to ask if he saw it. Jenny, I was just trying to make sure that he explained it because there's so many women that get that confused. I mean, all the women out here getting...
We cause the confusion because we don't tell y'all with that look, and that's kind of our fault. I will say that.
Thank you, because every time I go to Delicious page, Scorpio Mo has liked it.
Mind your business. Don't worry about what I be liking on this.
All right, you guys. Well, we enjoyed. Tonight was fun. I'm ready to get into this, though. I'm ready to get into these dates. Yes, I'm ready to get into these dates. I hope that all the women have a good experience. Let's just believe that. Let's just believe as a group. We're gonna send good energy.
Yes.
That this season is gonna be better because we had a hard season of Ready to Love. So Ready to Love, Make a Move is gonna be different. Even if we don't have love matches, there's gonna be some good connections and people really, being focused on the right things. It's going to be better than last time. I believe it. I believe it. I believe that maybe Tamika is the key and we need to take a break from Tommy, because Tommy kind of let everybody go crazy last season. He didn't really rein anybody in at all. He just kind of let it do what it do, you know?
We'll see what she do.
I feel like a woman can bring some order to women. Yeah. Tommy didn't want no part of it.
I don't know about
But see, Tommy didn't want no part of Janelle and Jessica and Katarina. He didn't want to do that.
Woman, that she gonna get cussed out too.
He was like, let's just agree that we don't have to like each other. I was like, okay. All right, you guys, please like this so that Mo will keep coming back. Ladies, please hit the like button. Hit the like button on your way out. Make sure that you share this, and make sure that you come right back here next Friday for our part 2, episode 2 recap. And then also be on the lookout for, hopefully I'll be able to do a pre-show next week with the ladies, and I can talk to them about some of our feedback tonight. I definitely am going to remember that Kirk Franklin vest. But yeah, I'll be talking to the ladies there. Until next time, I will see you guys on Monday. And actually, Carrie asked about Put a Ring on It. On Monday at 8 o'clock, I will have Dr. Nicole from Put a Ring on It, the former host to Put a Ring on It, and her partner, Christal. They're still doing their work. They're still out there doing amazing things. They're going to be my guests on Monday at 8 o'clock. And then of course, on Friday, Mo and I'll be back with more Make a Move. All right, Mo, I will see you next week. Appreciate you.
Next week.
All right, y'all have a good one. Bye.